Hey y'all, it's Dakota Franson. I know if you've been following my channel for a while, you probably saw that I wasn't necessarily planning on making more any videos until the beginning of the new year, but as I was out running my errands earlier today, I was just kind of people watching as I was doing my thing, and there's a few things that I have actually noticed, and I've seen it before, but never really took much time to really think about it, really put everything together up here, you know what I mean? It's officially 5 days until Christmas, at least where at the time of recording this and where I'm at. But sorry, just getting comfortable here. Where was I? Yeah. And seems like a lot of people absolutely suck at holiday planning. Now, granted, I don't know everybody's situation. Maybe they've been real busy, haven't been able to have much time in order to prepare everything like they should need to, or maybe they've been caught up with something else and the idea of the holidays escaped them, or maybe they're like me and they honestly don't care for this time of year. But nevertheless, it always produces the same outcome, and that outcome is everybody trying to rush to all this and there, everywhere around town, trying to get last minute gifts and present ideas and all that fun shit. Quite frankly, we're all being kind of dicks to one another. Yeah, it's a stressful time, but I honestly feel that we've officially lost the meaning behind many of these holidays. Not just Christmas, but in days like Mother's Day, Mother or Father's Day, Grandparents' Day, even Veterans Day, Valentine's, New Year's, things like that. Even Halloween and Thanksgiving. We're losing the main point behind all of these. And yeah, a lot of these days are very commercialized, and there's always a spike in therapy visits right around these times of year. There's spikes in, unfortunately, there's spikes in violent crime and even suicide rates. And again, I honestly think that it's because we lost the point behind all of it. If you really stripped away all the commercialization, all of the decorations, all of that, all of these holidays are meant for. No matter what days you celebrate, it's the same across all cultures. But no matter what days you celebrate, all these days are for is to recognize those around us. To recognize and show appreciation and support for one another. How does, Halloween figure into that? The original the original holiday roots of Samhain, all it was just a time where people would gather around and start getting ready for the harsh winter. Christmas is the same thing. It's all about showing love, support, and appreciation for one another, and that is something that a majority of us are unfortunately not doing. And you know what? I'm here with some of you right now, but it's like, but Dakota, I lost all these people. Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you. Don't get me wrong. Do not try to misinterpret this in any way. Because I'm gonna make my point here eventually, but And maybe you are in a situation where you're stuck with people that maybe don't have the best interest in mind for you. But all I'm trying to say is that let's try not to let the holiday rush consume us anymore. We're entering a new decade. There's all sorts of craziness going on to where a lot of us want to cut off all communications with the outside world and live in our own little bubble, but situation's getting pretty drastic out there. And it's only expected to get worse because we're choosing to ignore it rather than do something about it. And you might say, Dakota, but what can we do about this? What can we do about politics and blah, 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 blah. You're right. There might be some situations where we legitimately have no control over, and we shouldn't try to focus on that because it only leads to frustrations. I mean, who hasn't had a job in their life to where they just felt so utterly miserable, and maybe they allowed themselves to get pushed to the point where they started taking it out on people at home. I know I have, and it's not necessarily something I'm proud of, but I'll admit it because it happens, and I take comfort in knowing that the people who still stuck by me throughout that entire mess, they've noticed that I've gotten better. So that's the part I choose to focus on. But I'm getting sidetracked here. These holidays, don't try to focus too much solely on what goes underneath the Christmas tree. What gifts you need to wrap up. Whatever's going on in your situation. And no, I'm not trying to dismiss anybody, but if I want to try to, let's take the LGBT plus. If we try to include everybody's unique identifier, it's going to take up more attention, and people are eventually just going to lose interest. So, I'm not picking on anybody in particular. All I'm trying to say is that no matter your situation, if there are people in your life who make you feel good, that show their support for you, who are there for you when you're just not feeling up to par, who are willing to help you through the rough times and cheer you on during the good times, these are the people that deserve the most credit. But at the same time, we shouldn't isolate anyone out. Maybe there's someone who is dealing with a loss and wants to just say fuck it on everything. I'll be honest, there's a list of people who I honestly wish I could see more, and spend a little bit more time with, and overall just want to even communicate over text message, which is the worst way to say anything personal and meaningful, but because it can always get twisted in a way that you didn't necessarily mean, then you end up getting caught up and leading to a big fight, and you just don't remember what the big fight was about in the first place. And that's okay. Sometimes people fight. That's okay. It happens. But as long as a peaceful resolution comes of it, you learn something from it about the other person, about their own boundaries, and you respect that, it's okay. Because unfortunately, things happen. But that emphasizes the point. Life gets crazy. The things we're seeing nowadays have happened before and will likely happen again. And it's tough to take on the world by yourself. Sometimes you have a situation where you have to do things on your own for a bit. That's okay, but don't ever forget the ones who are there for you. Don't ever forget the ones who maybe they're not able to physically be there, but try to message you every single day about what's going on in their life, checking in to see how you're feeling. And if there's someone that who isn't among us anymore, those of you who have followed me for a while now know that I'm real big into the occult and have made ways to still communicate with people that have passed on, no matter what state they might be in. But even then, even if there's someone that who's no longer with us that you wish you could see Christmas morning, don't discount them either. Because as long as their memory still carries on, and you carry on as you know they would want you to, they'll still live on. We've all got to move on to bigger and better things, but the holidays are all about, no matter what holiday it is, it's all about spending time with the people who matter. So, I know I'm kind of bouncing all over the place because I don't script any of my videos. But that's all I'm trying to say here. Because, I'll be honest, there was quite a long time in my life where I felt like I had no one. And it wasn't until I started taking trips that, going along with trips that my little high school psychology teacher put together, that I started to feel like I had family. Started to break away some of the walls I put up and not give anything to be able to see them all again. Every single one of them. And I've even met somebody who even though I could write novels, and I mean, hell, I got a little something here that I plan on giving her one day once it's ready. But I could write entire novels about how I feel about her. And she, as far as I know, she still has the letters to prove it, but someone who I still struggle to find words to properly portray how much she means to me, and I honestly hope I get to spend the rest of my life with her one day. It's people that make you feel like that deserve the most credit. But don't be afraid to shout out to someone who looks like they might need a little extra boost. We all need a little help from time to time, so there's nothing wrong with extending a hand. And if someone extends a hand to you, don't ever feel ashamed to accept it. Now, there might be a situation where they have terms where I scratch your back, you scratch my back type of thing, but even then, if someone's willing to help you, don't be afraid to accept it. Don't be afraid to reach out to people who maybe you even haven't talked to in a while for whatever reason. Just ask how things are going. So that's all it is for this time of year. So like I said, don't let the craziness of the world and craziness of the holiday rush get to you too much. Because what's important is truly being there for the ones you love. Being there for each other. And that's all I got to say on the matter. Be kind to one another. Show love. Give your presents, not presents. Maybe I should put a little subtitle there so people don't get confused. And if I don't have any more videos to show you, tune in to either Instagram TV or on my YouTube channel. Because on New Year's Eve, there's a video premiere set up to reveal my new logo to celebrate the new year. And if you're wanting more episodes of my radio show, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure to hit that little notification bell so you can get a heads up whenever a new video goes online. Because YouTube kind of sucks when it comes to the little guys. Oh, I did not just say that. Anyway. New episodes of my radio show come January 10th. If in case you haven't heard, I had a new movie come out on Friday the 13th of all days. Ooh. That you can get it on, you can check your cable subscription. I do have heard that certain companies have been offering up as part of their pay-per-view lineup. You can check Vudu, Amazon, Google Play Movies, iTunes, Apple TV. Listening to this thing. For Code 8, it stars Robbie and Stephen Amell. And I did hear that not too long ago that there's a spin-off series that's going to continue on the story from the movie, so which is good because they do leave a lot of plot always hanging. But be sure to check out that movie if you haven't already, if you're not in one of the select cities that it's actually playing in theaters. So that's all I had to say. I'll see you next time, my friends. Have a good one.